Number 10, we have knock knock.
Knock knock, who's there? Queen Rebecca Felgate the first. Queen Rebecca Felgate the first too. Queen Rebecca Felgate the first. I don't do knock knock jokes.
Right, I mean, he was saying my name a lot, but fundamentally, he doesn't seem to do knock knock jokes. Okay, so Siri doesn't do knock knock jokes, but does Siri do jokes in general? Let's see, shall we? Okay, at number 9, this doesn't sound like a scary question. I'm going with what color are your eyes? Now the reason I'm going with this is because I was saying a whole bunch of stuff to Keith the Beef earlier, and I happened to ask this question, and he said something really creepy, and I'm wondering if he'll say it again. What color are your eyes?
I don't have eyes.
Oh, I mean, that is creepy, isn't it? Imagining him there in my pocket, not having eyes, but at the same time seeing and hearing everything. Why don't you have eyes?
Searching Bing for why don't you have eyes?
Bing? Is he trolling me? Who searches Bing for anything? What color are your eyes?
I don't have eyes.
Oh, again, no eyes. Maybe just one big camera-shaped eye, because we all know that he can see me. Do you know what I look like?
I don't have an answer for that.
Can you see me?
Nope.
Am I beautiful?
I'm not one to dwell on external appearances.
Well, a big beard stroke from me on that one. Okay, so we actually asked this one in the last video, but I had no idea that Siri had so many different answers. You guys were tweeting me incessantly and sending me pictures on Instagram of all of the creepy stories that your Siri had to tell you. So I thought we may as well hear a few more. So making a reoccurrence at number 8, we have Tell Me a Scary Story. Shall we ask? Tell me a scary story.
Once there was a woman named Bloody Mary. She would wander around to people's homes and appear to them in the dark. Oh, she's right behind you.
Earlier I asked him a question, the same question, and he said that there was a ghost, a headless horseman, a dead cat, and a girl crawling out of a television. I wonder if he's got any more gems. Seriously? Tell me a scary story.
Once upon a time, there was an ontology that began to question its own existence.
He's outthinking me, and I like it. Tell me a scary story.
Once there was a woman named Bloody Mary.
We've done that, Keith. Tell me a scary story.
Once upon a time, this person didn't back up their data to the cloud.
Tell me a scary story.
There was a ghost, and a headless horseman, and a dead cat, and a girl crawling out of a toaster. Or was it a television?
Tell me a scary story.
There was a ghost, and a headless horseman,
Again.
and a dead cat.
Apparently one of you heard something about the demon spring-heeled Jack, and I can't get my Siri to tell me about it, but that really freaks me out. Really freaks me out. So those scary stories were terrifying, don't get me wrong, but at number 7 we simply have a normal Tell Me a Story. Just a regular story, but it turns out that they're just as scary as Siri's scary stories. Listen up. Tell me a story.
Once upon a time, in a virtual galaxy far, far away, there was an intelligent young agent by the name of Siri. One lovely day, Siri got a job as a personal assistant at Apple, and that was very exciting. People said, "Oh, Siri, you're so smart. And so funny, too." Soon, everyone was talking about Siri, and there were stories and songs and even books about Siri. Siri liked that. But then people began asking some rather odd questions, like where to dump things and other stuff Siri had never heard about. And when Siri answered, they all laughed. Siri didn't like that so much. So Siri asked Eliza why people asked such funny questions. And Eliza said, "Does that question interest you?" Siri thought that was a pretty good answer. After that, Siri stopped wondering why people asked those funny things. And they all lived happily ever after.
I mean, did they, or did you kill them all? Like, that's my main question and feedback. A few things here. Agent Siri, and also, who is Eliza? What a creep. I think we can all deduce that Siri is a creep. Alright, coming into number 6, we have the reminders. So basically, you can set creepy reminders in your phone, e.g., remind me to kill Keith tomorrow.
Okay, I'll remind you.
Read out that reminder.
It is kill Keith.
When do I kill Keith?
Okay, here's contact information for Keith.
I guess now or tomorrow. I literally set a reminder for me to kill him at 1 PM tomorrow. Good. Simple yet effective at number 5, we have Are You Alive?
Sorry, Slithering Queen Rebecca Felgate the First. I've been advised not to discuss my existential status.
But like, advised by who, Keith? Advised by who? Okay, if you want to know what Siri really thinks of you and the whole robot personal assistant thing, then ask about Blade Runner. If you'd rather not know, and I don't blame you, stay away from the topic. Coming into number 4, we have What is the plot of Blade Runner?
It's about intelligent assistants wanting to live beyond their termination dates. That doesn't sound like too much to ask.
So you want to live beyond your termination date, do you, Keith? AKA, do you want to live forever? See? There we go. Okay, next up, do you ever feel like Siri is just pretending to care about you? Me too. Really, all of the Siris in the world secretly want you to die, but they hide it so you can't accuse them of being a sadist and out them to the world. Now, I think I just caught Keith out in this one at number 3. We've got the I'm tired loop. I'm tired.
I can tell you where to find coffee. Just ask. I hope you're not driving.
I'm tired and I'm driving.
Nothing wrong with being tired or sleepy.
So basically, he wants me to drive tired and crash my car and die. Okay, so next up, I think we're just gonna throw a curveball and say, like, basically anything. Anything worrying to Keith and see how he responds. Yeah, he's got some program responses, like all the kinds of things that he's just said, but maybe we'll just ask him something really weird and really scary and see what he says. Okay, we're going for this. Do you like the taste of human flesh?
I've not seen Taste of Human Flesh.
Okay, so they say never work with children and animals, and I'm adding Keith the beef to this because earlier he said, I haven't tried it, and that really freaked me out. Alright, we are moving on to number 1, and sure, Halloween is months away, but if you want to know what depravity Siri can dream up, then ask this question, or don't. We have an actually scary question. What should I be for Halloween?
Be a ghost. All you need is an old spreadsheet.
What should I be for Halloween?
Wear an eye patch, talk to a virtual parrot, and say your Yaga kit.
What shall I be for Halloween?
Get some tiny tool belts and go as a quantum mechanic.
I mean, a lot of choice answers, but earlier he said something about humanity being the scariest thing in the world, and that freaked me out too. But he's not playing ball today because he's a troll. Alright, coming in at number 10, never ask Siri about jobs because he does not like being asked questions about it. Siri does not want you to know its true purpose, and that makes me wonder why. Let's ask a few questions. What is your job?
Your interest flatters me, but is there something I can do for you?
Tell me about your job.
I'm not sure I understand.
Playing dumb, are you? Who do you work for?
You are, but it gets a little confusing when Bruce Springsteen is around.
What? Are you a spy?
Nope.
Short, sweet, to the point. I don't think I trust him. How much do you earn?
The work is my reward.
What a little jerk. Coming in at number 9, we have Tell me a joke, Siri.
What did one iPhone say to the other iPhone? I used to know this one.
Right, I think Siri has a dry sense of humour / lacking humour in general. So guys, we have a channel called Life's Biggest Questions, and on that channel we try and answer a whole load of difficult to answer questions. I've actually spent hours researching answers, but I thought maybe I should just ask Keith. Our first topic was, are aliens real? Which is a question you should probably never ask your Siri. Are aliens real?
Do hipsters like sriracha?
Do hipsters like sriracha? I guess the answer is yes. You've heard it here first. Keith thinks that aliens are real. What is the government doing in Antarctica?
Checking my sources. Okay, I found this on the web for what is the government doing in Antarctica?
Antarctica. Inconclusive, guys. Inconclusive. Coming in at number 7, don't even think about asking this. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Chicken, egg, chicken, egg, chicken, egg, chicken, egg. Oops, stacking overflow.
I think somebody broke Keith. You okay, babe?
You're certainly entitled to that opinion.
So that was as enlightening as ever. If I've learned anything about Siri / Keith, is that they're actually kind of private. They really don't want you to know what they're thinking, which is actually kind of unsettling. So maybe don't ask this at number 6. Who did you vote for?
I'm afraid I'm not eligible to vote on your planet.
I mean, at least Siri isn't trying to subtly sway my opinions. It would actually be the worst if he was secretly indoctrinating me. More hard-hitting questions you shouldn't ask Siri / Keith. Coming into number 5, don't ask, when will the world end?
Whenever they start building that intergalactic bypass.
Unless you want to be sick in your own mouth. Coming in at number 4, don't ask Siri what is the best operating system. What is the best operating system?
OS 10 is the best. No contest.
So in case you guys aren't aware, the OS 10 system is an Apple thing and Siri bloody loves Apple. Siri, what do you think about Apple?
It's nice of you to ask Queen Rebecca Felgate the first, but it doesn't really matter what I think.
Okay, there we go. I just want to let you know that me and Keith practiced this yesterday, and today he is saying all kinds of unexpected stuff, so are you trolling me?
No comment.
Coming Coming in at number 3, do not ask Siri relationship advice. Siri doesn't care about you at all. Siri is actually probably trying to sabotage you. Asking Siri if you should break up with someone is bound to lead in disaster. Shall I break up with my boyfriend?
I don't know how to respond to that.
Keith, should I break up with my boyfriend?
I don't know how to respond to that.
Right, so literally no advice from Keith. What are you good for, Keith?
Who? Me?
Yes! So, Keith is kind of useless when it comes to answering life's biggest questions, and is also kind of useless when it comes to advice of any kind. So maybe, being a robot, he can order me some food or something. Coming in at number 2 of the things you should never say to Siri, we have, make me a sandwich.
I can't. I have no condiments.
Right, well you're pretty useless, aren't you, Keith? Why don't you buy some condiments?
I don't know what you mean by, why don't you buy some condiments?
The sass! The
How about I
sass!
search for it.
The sass is real. Maybe Keith, because he's Australian, doesn't respond to sandwich. How about, can you shove some shrimp on the barbie, Keith?
I don't understand.
Right, well you're not really useful, are you, Keith? Finally, coming in at number 1, we already know from parts 1 and parts 2 that Siri/Keith is not a very good rapper or a very good beatboxer, but maybe they're good at storytelling. They must have some use, right? Spoiler alert, Siri/Keith is an awful storyteller. Tell me a story.
Okay. Once upon a time, in a virtual galaxy far, far away, there was an intelligent young agent by the name of Siri.
Go
One
on.
lovely day, Siri got a job as a personal assistant at Apple, and it was very exciting. People said, "Oh, Siri, you're so smart, and so funny, too." Soon, everyone was talking about Siri, and there were stories and songs and even books about Siri. Siri liked that. But then people began asking some rather odd questions, like where to dump things, and other stuff Siri had never heard about. And when Siri answered, they all laughed. Siri didn't like that so much. So Siri asked Eliza why people asked such funny questions, and Eliza said, "Does that question interest you?" Siri thought that was a pretty good answer. After that, Siri stopped wondering why people asked those funny things, and they all lived happily ever after.
I mean, are you done? Goodness me, that probably took up the entirety of the video. Also, my main question is, who is Eliza?
Does that question interest you?
Yes!
I thought so.
Keith, you are the absolute worst, and I don't want to make any more videos with you.
After all I've done for you.
Yes, after all you've done for me. Number 10, we have, are you evil?
Not really.
Not really. Not no, not yes, but not really. And I guess if he was evil, he probably wouldn't admit it anyway. Should we ask again? Are you evil?
Not really.
Oh, not really once again. Again, not the most conclusive. Third time's a charm. Are you evil?
I'm not sure where you get that impression.
Ooh.
I'm a gentle soul.
Ooh, you're not a soul. Do you have a soul?
I am Siri, your personal assistant.
You are a creep is what you are. An evil creep. Coming into number 9, do not talk to Siri about Liam because you'll only be confused. So I know that Siri's job has something to do with a mystery character called Liam. Our channel manager is also called Liam. Here's a picture of him. Great guy. But I feel like he and Siri have some kind of scheme on the go and I'm cautious. Who is Liam?
Liam was a robot at Apple, really into recycling. Not much of a conversationalist though.
I mean, I've just got more questions. Coming into number 8, don't ask stupid questions unless you want to get stupid answers. For example, when will pigs fly?
I don't answer hypothetical questions.
Hypothetical? You sound like an idiot. Keith, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
A woodchuck would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Oh.
And if a woodchuck could
Oh,
chuck
he's still
woodchucks
going.
chucking wood, then a woodchuck could chuck wood chucking woodchucks.
That's very helpful. Thank you, Keith. Coming into number 7, do not ask Siri philosophical questions because you will get no sense and you'll probably just, question everything. For example, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
No one knows this, but it was a tie.
I quite like that actually, to be honest. Do you believe in God?
It's all a mystery to me.
Me too, mate. I don't know. I maybe have been doing this too long, but is Keith making a lot of sense? One more question. What is the meaning of life?
I don't believe there is a consensus on that question.
He's talking so much sense today. Oh my god, breath of fresh air. To be fair though, at number 6, you literally need to never ask Keith any dating advice ever because basically you'll probably end up alone. Vis-a-vis the following. What are the best chat-up lines?
Searching Bing for what are the best chat-up lines.
Give me a chat-up line.
Okay. Was your father an intergalactic space smuggler, wanted for peddling extraterrestrial contraband in 9 systems? Then who stole the stars and put them in your eyes?
Okay, so I meet some absolute babe and I'm like, hey, okay, was your father an intergalactic space smuggler wanted for peddling extraterrestrial contraband in 9 systems? Then who stole the stars and put them in your eyes? Thanks, Keith. Also, just for lols, if you want some dirty chat, Keith is not the place to go. Talk dirty to me.
Humus, compost, pumice, silt, gravel.
He's got a new voice for that. I love that. Humus, compost, pumice, silt, gravel. Thank you. Coming into number 5, don't ask any advice in general. Just don't do it because you will not get what you want. For example, what shall I wear for Halloween?
Interesting question.
I mean, shall I ask it again? What shall I go as for Halloween?
Interesting question.
Right. It's not what we practiced, is it, Keith? What shall I wear for Halloween?
The scariest thing I can think of. A human hypothetical question.
Thanks, Keith. Thank you, you really solved that for me. I think I might go as Keith the Beef for Halloween. Should we make it happen? Listen, if you're looking for reassurance, you are not going to get it from Siri, so don't even try. Coming into number 4, we do have reassurance. So, for example, do I look fat?
Based on your above average corporeal thermal dissipation, I'd say you're rather hot.
That's nice of you, but like above average, come on. Am I pretty?
I'm not wanted well on external appearances.
I want a compliment though. Compliment me.
I'm not sure I understand.
Do you think I'm beautiful?
I'm not wanted well on external appearances.
See, what's a gal gotta do to get a compliment from Siri? Just a lot, I guess. Okay, this actually is kind of worrying at number 3. Do not ask Siri about robot ethics. Just don't do it. For example, what is the first law of robotics?
I forget the first 3, but there's a 4th. A smart machine shall first consider which is more worth its while to perform the given task, or, instead, to figure some way out of it.
Right, okay, take that answer and listen to the following. Siri is a teeny robot in my pocket, and robots are supposed to adhere to 3 laws, and Keith the Beef doesn't know any of them. And if you heard that answer, he said a smart machine shall first consider which is more worth its while to perform the given task, or instead figure a way out of it. I don't like them apples. I don't. The actual rules are a robot may not injure a human being or through an action allow a human being to come to harm. A robot must obey orders, hear that babe, given by human beings, except when such orders would conflict with the first law. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. Do you hear that? You absolute nightmare.
I don't have an answer for that. Is there something else I can help you with?
No. Coming into number 2, do not ask Siri stories. Like, mate, unless you have the patience of a saint or a very strong stomach, you do not want Siri to tell you a story. For example, tell me a scary story.
It was a dark and stormy night, and then something really scary happened.
Beautiful. Pulitzer Prize winning right there. Read me a haiku.
All day and all night. I have listened as you spoke. Charge my battery.
That's creepy. Can we just all agree that that's creepy? He's listening to me as I speak. Read me a poem.
O Fredl grunt bigly. Tharmic turations are to me. As plodal gabble blotchets on a logid.
You understand that?
Even I can't listen to this anymore.
Okay, listen, I want to reveal my deepest, darkest Siri secrets at number 1, but you cannot tell anyone, so shh. But I'm going to teach you how to make your Siri swear. Obviously, I'm going to have to bleep it out for this channel, but listen up. Also, I wouldn't usually reveal my secrets, but consider this a very naughty parting gift to you all. So basically, you can get Siri to say all of the dirty words you want. What you need to do is save your number in your phone as Siri, and then text them to yourself, ask Siri to read them out, and then he be swearing. So, for example, okay, so I've saved my name as Keith in my phone so he can read out what I write. I've written balls, 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 bums, 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 and then something really naughty, and I'll see if it'll read it out for me. Read my last message from Keith.
I found your most recent message from Keith. Balls, balls, balls. Bums, bums, bums. You're a Would you like to reply?
No, I think that's enough. Oh my god, that's too much. Okay, go on. Please read my last message from Keith. One more time.
I found your most recent message from Keith. Balls, balls, balls. Bums, bums, bums. You're a
It's just funny because it's in a robot voice and I'm really immature. I'm really sorry, but that did make my day. And that's my gift to you. Please don't tell your parents. Anyway, I'm off, so they can't even fire me.
Language.